All right. Good evening. You want me to say it in Mandarin?
Yes.
晚上好.
晚上好. 晚上好.
Very good. So I would say 晚上好学生, which means good evening students. You would say 晚上好老师. We'll start with some basics, like we did last week, just some really simple loosening up. Yeah? So feet shoulder width-ish. Give yourself enough room that if you swing your arms you don't hit anybody or anything. All those people down the back, just relax, follow me, and just turn like this gently. Make sure the knees bend. Yeah. If you watch what I'm doing, I'm actually bending and coming back up. So I bend to the front, come up. It's just like a little bobbing. Just let the hands drop so they swing back up when you almost bring them up by your legs coming up. You just need enough momentum so it feels natural. So middle of the back with the rear hand, like this initially, like that. And the variation on that is to go to the opposite kidney. Doesn't really matter much, but you're striking Mingmen in the middle of the back, gate of life, and you're striking with the healing point, Lao Gong, here, and you're striking the first point of the lung meridian here. So you're sort of waking the system up. This is all about vitality, Mingmen, etc. Just waking the system up. And it just loosens you up. And the key is to be as relaxed as you can. Really, really relaxed. Let them fall. Let them drop. Let them flop. Let them flop. Very good. Alright, we'll do some arm swings, just shoulder height. We'll dip the legs on the fifth one. So we'll just do this. Just follow me. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the fifth one, dip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. And again, loose so you can feel the weight in the fingertips. 4. You can count 5, I can't count 5. Just follow my dipping then if I talk and miss it. That looks like 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing wrong with being out of sync. It's fine. 3, 4, 5. And we build up to 100 of those.
Right.
And you feel great after 100. So we'll just do that amount for now. And then we do this one. So we convert it into this. Right. Now, what you want to aim to do in this, just to make it interesting, is that point, which is the large intestine point, strikes here as you go back, like this. So you've got this sort of metal meridian points of lung and large intestine touching each other. Yeah. So it's a light tap. And you can look forward and you can look back. So just a bit of variety on them. Again, nice and relaxed, very easy. That's good. And I have in classes before done 100 of the first arm swings, 100 of this one, 100 of the next one. You know you've done it when you do that. Shoulders know it. But the key is to be as relaxed as possible with your legs, and if you're bouncing your legs like I'm doing here, it assists the arms to come up. You're not actually raising the arms, it doesn't feel like you're raising them. Okay, so then we come, so we do those, then we come in the middle, so right hand covered by left. Then separate one forward, one back. One forward, one back. Up in the middle, that's it. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Very good, yeah, you're doing the leg thing, bouncing. And with this one, as I said last week, about looking forward on them and also looking back, just so you're getting a bit of neck rotation as well. And these are limbering exercises that assist the blood and the qi to flow, and naturally loosening up all the muscles and tendons as you're turning. When you see, if you're watching that, as you're turning, of course, you're rotating ankles, hips, knees, neck, so your spine's turning, so you're getting all of those sections moving, which is really good. We'll do this one, which is a simple stretch, which is come up in the middle, At the top, I like just to go sort of a little bit either side, as if you're reaching for something up in a tree. And then both hands together with legs straight, and you go slowly with this one. And then you bend knees when you get near the bottom, tuck your chin into the chest and bring the hands up the inside of the legs and unroll your spine. Come up in the middle, up. Again, gently rock. And sometimes you can go back if you want, just to stretch the core a little bit, and then down again, 2 hands. Bend the knees, tuck chin in, come up gently. So you're getting a bit of a stretch and opening up the vertebra as well. And again, tuck chin in and come up. For that, good. So we'll do a little bit of stretching of hands, etc. Palm forward, hand across, thumb on the back, I guess, and doesn't really matter. And push down and just stretch the forearms. Well, I've only got 2 of them. That one, the other one, palm forward, don't worry. That's good. And then palm up, hand across the top, thumb underneath, and just gently go forward with the palm like that. You don't need to do much of these. You certainly don't want to strain. You don't want to hold it there too long. What was it we read somewhere in sport? A stretch, if you injured a muscle, a stretch more than 2 seconds is actually re-injuring. So you want to go into it for 2 seconds and release it. Otherwise you're just hurting it. We don't want that. Right? So the other one too I didn't do before, because we did this variation last week, we'll leave that. You should bring your fingers to the thumb. You put your hand on this and try and turn, really wanting to do, what I do is actually turn my wrist a little, just to try and stretch it and turn my elbow forward. Doesn't give a great stretch, but it's just part of doing the back of the forearms as well, to both sides. Yeah. Neck rotations, down, across and up, down, across and up, just really simply. And the other way, you don't need to do too much. There's a variation of this in Qigong in level 2, which is about isolating the joints of the body. And the neck exercise tucks in, the chin slides back like this, you go in. It looks quite odd. You go back and then you stretch forward like this, come down and slide the chin back again, like that. And then go forward, and then you stop at the bottom and do the reverse. So you push forward, come up to the roof, and then tip down and slide down your sternum a little bit. So you're sort of really elongating and opening up the cervicals. All those vertebrae in the back of the neck. Yeah, really quite simple. That works really, really well. Just a little bit for hamstrings. I just sort of squat a little bit, put my heel up, and I just gently go down like that. Not a lot, other side as well. Very, very simple stuff. We'll do hips. We didn't do hips last week, so just place hands, not right up on the kidneys, but just on the top of the sacrum, like that. And imagine 12 o'clock on the floor in front of you, 6 behind you, and rotate 12 to 6 in a round. Do 1, do 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice circles, right around the clock. 9, then the other direction. So you go 9, Joe, 5, Chi, Leo, Wu, So Some are E. That's good. So just shake it off a little bit now. That's nice and easy. Do a little bit of breathing. So in through nose, out through mouth, called Yang Breath, cools the body. Excess heat, toxins go out of the body. So if you did a few of those, you're cleansing the system. You may have a reaction from that because you're just assisting old energy to get out. So this we did last week with the visualization, and we have palms picking up rocks, so we dig into the ground, so we feel something in our palms, right, as we lift, something pressing. It could be that you're feeling that you're pressing against a balloon, trying to lift it, or maybe the balloon's already pressing against a surface, so you're sort of compressing something. Feel something in the palms. So you go in, I'll do it once, in through nose, something heavy. When you get above shoulder height, it vaporizes and blends with the sky, so the palms are light. So you've breathed in by this point. You turn palms down and breathe out the mouth and look down and push gently into the ground. So do it with me. So in through nose, lifting something heavy, in, look up, vaporize, blend with the sky, look down, breathe out through mouth, gently into the earth. So again, in through nose, heavy becomes light. Out through mouth, press down gently. One more. In through nose, something heavy vaporizes and blends with the sky. Breathe out through the mouth, push down gently into the earth. Very, very good. So really what this means though is that the human being, mankind, stands in between heaven and earth. Right? So that's called Tian Ren Di. You okay?
Yeah.
You can feel that, right?
It's just like whooshed over me.
Yeah, Tian Ren Di, so heaven, mankind, earth. So what we're doing here, in a sense, is lifting earth chi up to blend with heaven chi, to pour them down together through the human being back into the earth. So we're creating a cycle like this. The cycle can go the other way too, where you can actually draw from the heaven, go into the earth and lift up. Now, we don't do that movement for people who have high blood pressure, because when we're lifting our attention up and lifting our breath up, we're raising the chi and blood up. We don't want it up, we want it down for them. So most times we do this circulation to calm. It brings the chi out of the head, gets out of their thinking, brings it into the ground, and it's the most relaxing. Okay? So if you watch me do that, if I do it on my own, the first breath will always be the most forceful. And I go 3 yang into 3 yin, extreme yang, heavier breath on the out, slightly less, less again, and then into the yin breaths get less and less, and the last yin breath is very soft, which is where you want to be, right? So you're this is internal chi cultivation, so we use external, initially cleansing, and we guide our energy and information and our visuals inwardly. So if we did the first yang breath I might go like this. I might really express it that way. Then it might go, I'll just do it a bit quicker. Might be not as much. And not as forceful. Even though I'm not tensioning up as I'm doing it, I'm feeling I'm pushing something down with force, right? The third one's more relaxed. And then it's in through nose, out through nose. So you start with me now again. First one is coming from yang slightly to yin, in through nose, out through nose. So the breath's still quite audible. The second one less so, and softer, and slightly slower. And the third one slower and quieter, very gentle. In. And you can hardly hear the breath. Now what we do is we store the energy. We didn't do this last week, right? So you bring your left foot to your right foot. Bring your hands over the lower abdomen below the navel. Now for ladies, you put your right hand down first, left hand on top. It's a polarity thing. Now go the other way. You have to be different, I guess. So what you do now is legs slightly unlocked at the knees, pelvis slightly forward, tongue on the roof of the mouth, close eyes, and let your attention gently sink to lower abdomen. And breathe naturally. This is called mind on Dantian. Yang enters into Yin. So the mind is in heaven, in a way. The upper part is Yang. The lower part of it is Yin. So when your mind goes to lower abdomen, it's Yang and Yin go together. Yang enters into Yin. Just breathe in a relaxed way. Relax the whole body. Then gently open the eyes, straighten the legs up, and just walk it off for a little bit. Just shake it off, walk it off that way. That on its own is its own complete system in a way, because the breathing is part and parcel of Qigong. Literally means breath work. You know, in a rough translation, Qi could mean breath, and Gong means work, but it's also energy and skill, or energy work, or the skill of working with Qi. So that's what Qigong means. And Gong is used right across. I mean, we say, because you have two systems in Chinese, you have what's called Wei Gilis and you have Pinyin. And they Romanize, bless you, they Romanize the language into, otherwise it's all just written in Chinese characters, in Gunji, right? So they have to put it in, Romanize it into our letters so we can read it. So that initially we always got the Wei Gili system, which was K Kung Fu, K-U-N-G-F-U, right? And it's actually Gong Fu, G-O-N-G-F-U. So in the original system that we got in the West, it would be Qigong, Qigong, C-H-I-K-U-N-G, but we know it as now Q-I-G-O-N-G. Right? So two different systems. So Fu means time, so Gong Fu means skill developed over time. So if you're a calligrapher, a master calligrapher, they would say you have deep Gong Fu. So it's not just very simple, very easy. All right. What we touched on last week was some aspects of what's called Tai Chi Qigong. It's a combination, a Tai Chi master and a Qigong master got together to put together a system that was therapeutic for patients. And each of the movements in it worked on different meridian systems, worked on stomach, on digestion, worked on respiration, worked on structure, those sorts of things. We touched on it last week, we're going to do some of those movements again. So, shoulder width-ish, toes slightly in. Again, hips, knees unlocked, hips relaxed, shoulders relaxed. And we start with this very simple exercise of raising up the hands, further out from your body, and when you come down, they're close to the body. And what I endeavour to do is also use the legs. So as you come up, you straighten the body a little bit, the legs come up a bit. As you come down, you press something into the earth a bit. So the visual, initially it's the technique, but the visual is drawing something where the fingers are dragging like honey or treacle, pressing a balloon on the surface of the water. So you feel something in the palms. Now coordinate those visuals with your breathing, in through nose, out through nose. Nice and soft. Beautiful. In gently. Out gently. One more, gently in. Gently out. Second exercise, we'll just do a few of these. Up in the middle, to shoulder height, then separate and open the chest all the way out, like that. And then across on the horizon, and then straight down again into the earth. So again, coordinate with breath. So in, all the way in. So a long, slow breath in, and then all the way out. In gently. And gently out. Now the aim in this is also to breathe into the lower abdomen. So breathe in and push the diaphragm down gently. Mind on lower abdomen when you breathe in. So we're not breathing in up here like this. We're thinking here gently. So in like this, thinking belly. And if you can breathe low and slow, great. Push the diaphragm down a little. Very easy. Next exercise we did was simply shining on the other palm, like this little rotating movement like this. Like holding a ball and rotating the ball. So you're bending one leg, you're turning to one side like that, gently. And eventually you can just let the hands flow. They're doing this a little bit as you move. So they sort of gently flow. And endeavour to keep the ball pressed into the two palms. So you hold, you don't want to drop the ball, that's the idea here. But nice and relaxed. And then we come down and part the clouds. So you would breathe in again like this. And then gently in. Straight legs, bent legs. Gently in, gently out. One more with feeling. As you come down, we're going to lift the ball to the side, to the shoulder. Come up on the toe like that. This one the other palm presses to the earth. Bring them both together past the middle of the dantian. Press down with the ball up. Down gently. And gently up. Down. Like presenting the ball in a way. And then from here, bring the other hand to meet it. Bring the legs flat. This is called moving the moon. So you're holding the moon now. Bring the moon down to the lower abdomen and back up behind you. And again, I'm squatting a little bit as I come past the lower abdomen with the moon or a ball. And move like that, gently. Very easy. This time now we're going to row a boat in a way, so we can bring the waves back, so we're doing the opposite of parting the clouds. So we're going like this. Nice and easy. Once students learn this, the whole thing is performed very slowly, a little slower than this. So at the moment, this is considered quite fast. You can imagine when you do these really slowly, it's a moving meditation in that sense. And you can be mindful, you have time to be mindful of your breath, because if you move too quickly, you have too much going on for the brain to relax. Very good. Now we'll continue this movement back. Come to the horizon, so extend your vision out, or your mind's eye out. Gather energy. Bring your attention back to your lower abdomen. like this. Come back past the kidneys, again out to the horizon, and to the lower abdomen. Come past, around, and out. This time come to the chest, so right in the middle, in the sternum, like this, and just go out wide like that. Reach out to horizon with your mind's eye, and come locally back to you, to your chest. Expand out, compress in. This time again, so horizon, but we go to the forehead, to the third eye, to upper dantian, like this, just gently in. I like to go around past the head and out. Yes, that's the way. Breathe in, breathe out. Do one Yin breath, in through nose, out through mouth. One Yin breath, in through nose, out through nose. Again, bring left foot into right. Your hands will be right down first, left on top, over the abdomen. Yeah. Knees unlocked, tongue on the roof of the mouth. Close eyes and let your attention sink naturally and gently to lower abdomen. Think nothing special, just allow the body to relax, let thoughts come and go, and just listen to breathing. Shoulders relaxed, face relaxed. Mind gently on the lower abdomen. Okay, straighten legs, open eyes gently, relax hands, walk it off a little bit. Have a bit of water, just hydrate a little. How are we feeling, okay? That's good. So again, that's almost complete on its own too. And what we're doing is sealing and storing the energy we're building, so we don't leave it open. The way the teachers talk about this is that when you're doing Qigong, all of your acupuncture points are opening. And if you leave them open and go outside when it's cold or there's wind, you can get ill. So what we tend to do at the end is do dry brushing. And dry brushing is following the path of the meridians like this sort of thing, right? And we're following the meridians and we're closing things down at the end. It's important. We might rub kidneys, rub face, so we're sealing all of these points back up, but we're nourishing because we're building energy and we're sort of giving energy to ourselves. We are through the whole thing, but we also rub and wash our face and finish. So it's like you're closing up everything, locking up the shop, and then going about your business, which is great. So let's do something a little different. We didn't do this last time. We did a kidney energizer. We'll leave that alone for the moment. But we're going to do a standing pole. These are harder exercises than moving exercises, because moving exercises means that your feet are getting a break. When you first start doing Qigong, you're constantly on your feet, right? So this exercise, you're going to stand still. We build energy in one position, like holding a ball. It's tiring. It can be tiring because everything in your body is screaming to let go, stop, move away, sit down. But this is the quickest way. Standing poles are the quickest way to build Qi, right? And what happens is it tends to force against where the imperfections are in the body, where there's illness or where there's joints are stuck, or the scar tissue, or toxins. So the chi builds, you know. So they would say outside is still, inside is moving. So, you know, you've got, it appears you're doing nothing, but because you're allowing the system to work, it will right itself. So there's very little intent involved in this at all. It's just a posture thing, a breathing thing, a relaxing thing. So again, so we would stand with feet shoulder width-ish apart, toes slightly in. And from here, what we're going to do is a very simple exercise. So we open our palms and our fingers and point them down without being too stiff. We just enough, because if we're really relaxed, the fingers will be slightly curled, but we want them to open a little. Imagine beams of light from your fingertips shooting into the earth. Now, if you're visual, that's easy. If you're not visual, it's not so easy. You might feel it. Some people see it, some people feel it. Or you just follow the instructions and go with it, right? Now imagine underneath you, in the earth, is this sea of blue, like a blue mist, fog, whatever you like to call it. So the fingertips, the beams of light, are meeting that mist. When they meet the mist, imagine immediately that up from the earth, through the beams of light, come the energy, the mist, and starts gathering at fingertips and palms. So your mind now is on fingertips and palms and building energy. You don't have to think about building energy. You just leave your attention on fingertips and palms. Let them be fairly relaxed. So you do that for a little while. Close eyes gently while that's happening. Fingertips and palms. I'm going to do a pre- and postnatal chi exercise. Builds kidney energy, which is prenatal, and builds postnatal, which is stomach digestion. So from here, follow me. So you lift the energy up gently. Bring your forefinger to the thumb and the other fingers like the curl, like you're holding a pole. Bring the hands up gently and place them on the back of the kidneys, like this. Imagine that now energy from the horizon is coming into the center of your palm and gathering right through your hand into the kidney area. So Lao Gong, energy is coming into Lao Gong and spreading into the kidney area. So you want to relax the shoulders as much as you can, tongue curl to the roof of the mouth, close eyes, and you stand. We won't do too long, but we'll do this for a little bit. Relax, kidneys warm, kidneys bright. Eyes lightly smiling. open eyes gently. We'll just do a short one. Bring hands around the waist, and at shoulder height, bring the back of the hands together. From here, imagine that energy is gathering through the elbows and building again at fingertips and palms. Tongue on the roof of the mouth, close eyes, relax. Relax shoulders as much as you can. Nice, gently. From here, come down and form like a triangle, I guess, in a way, in the upper abdomen. So my forefingers are touching my navel. So about that area. So what you're doing now is imagine that any energy that was gathering at your palms is absorbing into your abdomen, inside. Nourishing digestion, liver, stomach, small intestine, etc. The mind is gently under the skin. Eyes slowly smiling. Okay, straighten legs, relax hands down, bring feet together, rub hands, wash face, so do up and down like this and then circles. Like that, and rub ears, you can rub them like this and finish at the bottom, or you can rub like scissors. Just 9 times, like that. Rub hands again, rub kidneys, 36 times. Then hold them. Brush abdomen from the sternum to the sides. Brush down the inside of the arm and up the outside, and just do that 3 times. Both sides. Come around the waist, down the back and sides of the legs, come around the toes, come up the inside of the legs. Around the waist, to the kidneys, down the buttocks, side of the legs, calves, around the toes, up the inside, back around 3 times. Feet together, hands on dantian. So right hand down for grace. Again, knees slightly unlocked, tongue on roof of mouth, mind gently on dantian, lower abdomen, and relax. Straighten legs, relax down, walk it off, have some water. So on the edge of the seat, which you're doing, relaxed, you don't want your leg. You find, and I think they talk about this in Feldenkrais, there's a couple of modalities they talk about this, that if, we're taught, women are taught to be like this, right? Discreet, certain dresses are certain, fair enough. But that puts strain on the upper back and the neck. You probably know this, yeah? But when you sit in a natural way, very relaxed, you find all that releases. So this is on the edge of the seat where you're comfortable. Palms up, slide them up to where the side of your hands just touches your body. Make sure the shoulders relax, because sometimes people bring their hands up and they do this, you can relax. Try to keep back fairly straight. Tongue on roof of mouth, but that can be tiring after a while. So if you're not used to that, you just do it for a bit, relax, come back to it. So this is a doing nothing meditation called Return to Nothingness. As Dr. Shu Hong Tao would say, Beijing, nothingness is the best medicine. So you close eyes, relax, relax head, relax shoulders, back, down to your waist, legs, feet. Feel the weight of your body in the seat. Feel your feet on the ground. Listen to breathing gently. Think nothing special, let thoughts come and go. Let mind sink to lower abdomen, and we will think of kidneys being bright. So kidneys bright. Lower abdomen, dantian, bright place. Imagine the light, someone flicking the light on there. Relax, relax, relax. Mandarin they say feng shui. Much more therapeutic effect than saying relax. Feng shui. Thoughts come and go. Now and then come back to breathing. Dantian, kidneys bright. quick rub. Face, ears, knees. I rub the knees. A little note on rubbing hands. We can rub them like that, or we can rub them in between. When we do that, we're energizing. This is the same sort of thing. We do this at the end of the fingertips. We're energizing the meridians. Sometimes you'll have a massage and they do this, the Chinese will pull, you hear the crack. So I'm actually just getting on the sides of them like that and pulling. Feel good?